How is everyone going? Alright, so we need to fix this car. It broke here in the last sort of run. I'm gonna steal the spare parts from my previous quantum flux. It sucks to have to do that, but I do need the spare part and there's none available. No arms are available. No shock shafts are available either, so I have to just steal it. How is everyone going in the live stream? I'm having a few drinks, I hope you are too. It's a good Saturday night, so hopefully will be good. I am going to replace both front shocks as... Well, I mean, yeah, I sort of failed in the repair video that I did for the quantum flux with the shock shafts. The one thing that I did fail on is the fact that the shafts that I recommended to replace with is actually discontinued. But I do have new ones. It's still for the HPI Firestorm and they're still 2.5mm extra, so you have to sort of fix that with distance. But these ones are not discontinued, these still fit. So let's go with that. But in the end, so this broke, and I know it sucks the fact that apparently it's still the same arms that fail. I've got a freaking fly in here, it's annoying. It sucks that it failed the same way as always, but I did have a bad landing, so I can't fault the car for this. This is just something that happened, and I have a little bit of footage from when we jumped these cars. But in the end, it's not the car's fault. I'll just put up my phone so I can see if there's any comments. So something you can see right away here is the 14mm hexes, which means in theory I could just replace these right now with the 12mm from the quantum flux, which would be pretty much a good idea. So what happened was that I was out jumping. I went up to SRC and we tested out this car at their jumps. And it didn't go too well, so I have to take it apart. I feel like I need to put the aircon on because it's freaking hot in here, but that would disrupt you guys a bit because it's gonna be noisy. And this thing's a bit slippery because I managed to get some shock oil on it. I have to clean it off. So in general, yeah, I hope you guys are having a good Saturday night. Except for that, I gotta fix this shit. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oops. It's there somewhere. So I just lost a screw. Shit happens. So when you do this, you gotta be a bit mindful to not lose the distances, because as you can see here, they have a bit of plastic distances to keep this thing straight. So, as in always, it's still breaking in the same place, just in the mold. So hopefully, I'm hoping that that's something that HBI, because I don't know if you follow my channel, but if you do, you would have seen one of the posts from, well, the consortium that owns HBI posted, one of the guys that I'm guessing owns it. They posted and said there's upgrades on the way for the Fluxes, which will fit these two. So hopefully ARMS is one of them, because I'm hoping they'll make some HD version of it. So the ARMS out there, so we'll leave this for now. Take that body off. Take these shocks off. Yeah, and as you might have heard now, I did turn the aircon on, and hopefully it doesn't disturb you guys too much. It's quite loud. So I am taking the shocks off from the Flux to put on the Plus, so I'm just going to do a quick comparison to make sure they're actually the same length and everything. I think they are. They're supposed to. I was verified by HBI themselves, so you can see here, yeah, they're identical. So I'm going to be getting the titanium reinforced ones on the Flux Plus, or Quantum Plus XT Flux, which is a lot of words. They should have just released another model. Oh. So it sort of sucks to have to take spare parts off a car like this, but there's no ARMS to get in Australia at all. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, sorry. I'm a bit dehydrated, so my fingers tend to cramp up. How is everyone doing tonight? Is anyone watching even? So, these are the Pro-Line trenchers with a low profile. These have done very well on the Maverick Quantum MT Flux, because basically they're so much lighter and smaller that they don't break, like they don't cause as much issues, because the weight of the wheels do cause a bit of issues on the MT Flux. And these have done very well with that to not cause any issues. To be honest, I'm gonna have to just play along with the Quantum Plus XT Flux with the new wheels, the big wheels, and I'll have to decide later if I should just upgrade them to something else. But it's a bit hard because the 3.2 inches instead of 2.8, which would have been like what I've got on the Rustler up there. But I'm gonna steal the arm here, and hopefully that's gonna be enough. And then we're gonna fix the Kronos. It's got a bit more damage than this. It's not as quick of a fix because I have to replace both arms with. I'm gonna put the V2 ones on the Kronos, which will be an interesting upgrade, but it's also like I've left it because basically I didn't see a need to upgrade unless it was necessary. So I'm hoping you can bear with me. It's not that much fun, but hey, you gotta do what you gotta do to get the trucks back out. And with the Quantum Plus XT Flux, I gotta get it back out to actually get a running video, because we just took it up for fun to play a bit at SRC, because I've got one of the rear wheels is glued a bit iffy, so it's a bit out of balance. So I was just up there asking about it, and they pretty much said it's just the way it's glued and it's fine. I gotta be honest, I don't necessarily agree, but there's not a lot to do about it. And I gotta say, like, I'm sorry if I'm seeming exhausted, but freaking hell, it's so hot here in Australia. And I'm definitely from Europe, so I'm not used to having the heat right now. Normally this would be negative degrees in Sweden. And that's the bumper off. I'm gonna be stealing one of those screws because I dropped one of them. Let's just put that over there. That's an arm. Oh well, it goes as it goes. Just gonna put these screws back so I don't lose them. But yeah, so what is everyone doing tonight? I'm having a good time. I've had a few drinks. I'm still having a few drinks. It's Monster Energy and vodka tonight. That's pretty much my drink of choice. Let's put this away. Sorry about that, I just gotta put the live stream up so I can see if someone's commenting. So far it's not a lot. Might just be me when watching, I don't know. Someone's watching, but no real clue. I mean, I'm still lucky that this stuff fits. This is a straight fit. So it's not that complicated. Oh, there it is. They seem to be pretty much all the same length too. Hold on. Got my tools here from SRC. I'll be fully honest and say, like, I'm not overly happy because I tried, like, I've used the small one from it's a 1.5 mil, and fully honestly, it's not really doing what it should. Like, it's causing a bit of trouble because it's too small in diameter. It didn't last very long. I started stripping out a few grub screws, so hopefully I can find something else that's better. Oh, this was tough. Yep, that's in. So, some of these. So I've got 3 people watching. I don't know how that is, but yeah, the Kronos is going to take a bit longer time. This is pretty much done. So whilst I've got this apart, I am going to change from the inner to the outer hole in here. I just don't know, like, it's just how I like it in the setup. So I'm getting these shocks on, which has the titanium shafts on, TI coated, with a bit of a thicker oil in too, so hopefully that's good. I don't know if I should move them in a bit, because basically moving them in from the outer hole, which is where they are at here, if I move them in, that will sort of save it a bit to how much strain it's putting on the tower. I'm only rubbing these parts to make sure that I can get a run out of this car so I can show it off. Because it sort of broke. Like, I can't fault it. My landing was shit. Like, I fucked it up. Sorry for that language. So something that is gonna happen is that I'm gonna replace this servo. I'm gonna take the one that I have in the Kronos, which is 20 kilo, and I'm gonna put in 36 in the Kronos, and I'm gonna put a 20 in this, because that's a 9 or something. It's not good. I'm not happy with the response time or anything. But let's put this back together. The arms replaced. We are at what we want to with it. It's drivable again. I'll see how I go with that servo. But in the end, yeah. So I did, my reason for going up to OSRC was this wheel is quite all out of balance. So that's something to watch out for. And I do have one more thing to do at some point, and that is to adjust this, because they're a little bit toe out and I don't really like that. I like it to be pretty much toe straight. So let's just tighten this stuff up, make sure it's all good. That's tight. It's good. That's pretty much spinning around. I do want to have a look at something. I think I might start with the Kronos first, but I want to put some oil in the center diff on this, because it's, with the way it behaves, it doesn't have anything in there, so I'm not sure if we should just take it out and just get it over with. Maybe that's what we should do first. We'll do that. Oh wow, that was tough. That's in aluminium. So something that also happened is that I've actually bent the front center drive shaft a little bit, so hopefully it's not too bad. So two front ones are into plastic, so they're pretty just they're the easiest thread, or like this sort of screw that cuts their own thread. So let's just get these aluminium ones off. Oh Jesus, this one's tight. I've used a fair bit of Loctite on this one. Yep, it's pretty much drenched. Alright, so we've got the motor cables here. So let's just lift this up and see what we end up with. Oh, that's not great. So, bit of a sucky information. If you want the center differential out, you're gonna have to take at least the front mount out fully to get it off, because there's no like slide up or anything. So I'm gonna have to take those screws out at the bottom. Oh, they're already loose. That's not great. So the ones that went into the plastic here has probably taken a bit of beating, because they are coming out without any force, and that might be why it bent. I don't know. In the end, I think you need some sort of braces for this, but hopefully we won't have too much trouble with that. I was hoping to be able to get this out without causing too much trouble. Something like that. Yeah, there it is. We have the central differential out. Not the greatest fix, but we've got it out, so let's have a look at it. Alright, so it's a plastic spur. I would say I hope that Maverick or HBI come with an upgrade to a metal one at some point, but it's definitely got, like, it seems solid, so I don't worry too much about it. Phillips screws into that though. I'm not too happy. It's into plastic, they're made of plastic, so it should be fine. But what you need to worry about is the fact that if you don't get some oil in this, it's gonna break fast, and that's not good. Let's put all of those there. Basically, it's not great, like, cause you're gonna break this very fast if you don't do some maintenance to it. This is something HBI hasn't said anything, but if you look in a Corrali manual, it actually tells you that you do need to service your parts before you start driving. So, what do you think we should run in this? Should we run 30, 60 or 100k? I think I've got 60 and 30 available, but I do know that, like, same as with MT Flux, I need to do the differentials inside the actual car. So those ones do need a... oh wow, it's just falling apart. I wasn't expecting that. Alright, have a look at that. So it's got marine grease inside. That's not gonna cut it. I'm gonna take this thing fully apart and clean it up and put proper oil in. It's got proper seals, which means you can put oil in it and it shouldn't come out. So it's got rubber seals, which is good. I'm happy to see that. I'm a bit unhappy to see that it fell apart as I took it out. But in the end, I'd rather, like, oh, it doesn't really matter because I'm gonna put proper oil in it. So let's get to that. Just gonna get some rags. And some brake clean. And something to put it in. Give me a second, I'll figure it out. Let's take the parts and put them in here. That one's fine. Oh wow, I almost ripped it. So, looking a bit closer at the center differential, you got the rubber gasket. I gotta wipe that off. And it's even got an O-ring on the outgoing or on the shaft, so it's definitely a fairly well built thing. Like, it's not a bad construction. So I don't think they're gonna be failing at any point as long as you sort of service them up. I would like to run 100 if I can find it, but I don't know if I can. I should really have like a I don't know, like a hook or something to pull this out. Would have made my life a lot easier now. That's it. Oh, yep, it all came out. has to clean it out a little bit. Like, I'm not gonna do too much of. Oh right, that's where that was. You would have seen that for a while. Yeah, I've had probably a few drinks, so don't blame me too much. Alright, well, so yeah, that's the other shock, so hopefully those ones will do better. But they seem good there, so hopefully they're good. Just gonna wipe this down. Yeah, you should do this in a well ventilated area. This studio room is not very well ventilated. I need to grab that. So sort of be somewhat careful when you're putting this stuff in and think about what you're doing, because in general it's going to affect the general how long it actually lasts, this car, for you. So I'd just be as careful as I can, but still, like, don't worry too much. It's just an RC. Bit disappointing that they come with just some marine grease inside. But in the end, like, so did my Corellis, and I upgraded them before I even took it out. I upgraded the Corelli properly. These are all shimmed in, so bear that in mind when you're taking it apart. And oh Jesus, what it's called? Basically the shim for bevel gear. I think that might be it. Bevel. The shim for the bigger gear is basically, it's got a bigger diameter, so just be mindful of what you're doing, and you should be fine. So I'm gonna put that together too before I go any further, making sure that I don't have too much issues. So I've got 3 people in watching. Who's watching? Alright, so yep, that's done. I'm gonna take these a little bit apart and clean them up one by one. Hopefully this isn't taking up too much of time, but yeah, I'm just having fun. You don't need to watch if you don't like it. So in general, I don't think it's wrong to drive your car as it comes out of the box. Like, it should be fine in theory, but looking at it, I should probably be doing up the differentials in this before I keep driving. I'm doing the center now because I pretty much had to, because I saw how much, like, I'm pretty much all my traction is going to the front end, and that's not great. I should really try and maybe straighten this out whilst I wear it out. It's not too bad, so I should probably just leave it. We got 30 and 60 right there. Alright, so I'm gonna be cheeky, and I'm actually gonna put 100k in the center differential. Might be a bit much for this sort of weight car, but that's what I feel like. So we'll leave that one right there for a bit. Might as well put this together first. Oh jeez, that's bad. Alright, so it's up to you how much you feel like cleaning these. It's not that easy to get the grease out. Like, I can see that I've got a fair bit of residue in here. The more you get out, the better, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. And definitely don't forget these shims. It's gonna stuff you over if you do. So far no comments, like who's watching? Give me a shout. It's getting a bit boring. Oh no. I guess I was kind of lucky with that one. If you lose these ones, you're fucked. Stop. Oh no, it's just being silly. And I lost it. Great. I gotta find that. That sucks a lot. I'll have to look for that for a bit. Give me a break and I'll be right back. Alright, well, I don't really know what to do about that. It's gone. It sucks. Let that sink down a little bit, and I don't know. Might have to hope that this holds together without it. Can't really find it. I don't know, maybe I need to wait a bit and I'll have to put this together afterwards. It's definitely thick, this stuff, so hopefully it will be enough to get this under control. Oh wow, I actually had a washer. It's a bit thicker. Hopefully that doesn't destroy it. Oh, it's gonna sink in by itself. I'll just let it sink. That'll probably be good enough. So what is everyone doing? Still no comments. 4 people in watching, so hopefully someone's gonna comment. Gotta wait for this to sink in properly, fill all the places it's supposed to fill, get all the air out. It's gonna take a bit of time because this is pretty thick stuff. In the end, I think I'm gonna end up taking the differentials out of this car and putting 60 in the rear and 30 in the front, because I'm planning on bashing it, and that's, you want a bit more rear traction than front traction. That's pretty much how it's gonna work. Cheers. This is the old arm. As you can see, it cracked in the mold here, same as all the other fluxes for whatever reason. And there's none to get. I've tried, but there's none available in Australia. Put a little bit more in and hopefully that's enough. That should sink in and fill this little differential up. Oh jeez, its bubbles aren't even moving. It gets a bit too cold in here. Maybe we can help it a bit on the way. Using some heat. Just a little bit. Don't go full donkey on this. Just heat it up a little bit so the air bubbles have a bit easier to travel when you heat up the oil or fluid. Yeah, don't be too close. Pretty much where you feel comfortable with your hand, that's pretty good. Considering it's plastic, if it was the aluminium it would be fine. It's a bit interesting. You can sort of see that this fluid also expands on heat, because basically it's overflowing a little bit in that thing right now, and it shouldn't be that hot yet, but yeah, so it's definitely expanding. Hopefully it's good to take that in count, because you're supposed to leave a little bit of air when you do this. Make sure it doesn't just overflow and throw everything out. Let's just leave that. Ooh, it's too hot in here. I don't want to live with that. Oh, that's hot. Oh wow, I managed to heat this one up too, apparently. Oh wow, that's freaking hot. Oh well. It's gonna give So I'm just gonna give it a bit of time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move on to Kronos for now, and I'll just put this to the side. Alright, so something that I have done to the Kronos is to install a Dunbar RC transmitter and receiver. I can't explain how good of an investment that is. Like, yes, the response time and the range and everything, it's just so much more than the standard RTR thing. The standard RTR remotes from the Corelli, I'm not happy with them at all, and the Dunbar RC just makes it so easy to, like, they're $40. Even for this model that looks a bit better, because I really like the red one, because it's got a bit madder look instead of the very shiny one. But let's get to installing it. Or yeah, let's get to the Corelli. Here is this big beast. I'm gonna have to take this one off again. I put that on, but the arm's broken. Like, whoop. Have a look at this arm right there. It's pretty stuffed. So I'm gonna be putting the V2 arms in the front, and hopefully that's all I gotta do, because the rears look pretty alright. They're a bit bad, like yeah, they've got a little bit of a bend, but nothing too bad. Just gotta answer a comment here. Alright, I'll just get to it and start taking this off. This is honestly, like, I haven't had the Corellis out a lot, but it's definitely one of my favorite cars. I have a Kronos. Oh, I've got a Shogun on order with Hobby One, and I need to actually just go pick it up. But I'm hesitant because basically the body looks the same as the Kronos, just with other wheels and narrower arms. And I've got a Kronos. I'm pretty happy with that. Take this wheel off here in the back. I'm not going to be running these. I'm going to be running these truggy wheels, whatever they want to call them. It's Louise brand. Hopefully they don't balloon up too much. But I've taken these standard ones off because, I don't know, they've just done their thing. And what happened here was I broke the link. The links come off. So I've got this big bag of stuff. So I just gotta take this one off whilst I'm at it, because I gotta replace that arm. I didn't want to take this off because I like these wheels on. Yeah. Oh yeah, fair enough. Yeah, the Dunbar RCs are, for the price, it's freaking amazing. Let's have a look. I don't necessarily remember the distance on these ones, so it's definitely not 2 mil. It might be 2.5. Oh jeez. Yep, 2.5 mils. Take care so you don't strip these, because I've done that once on the Dementor already, and I think I might be on the limit of doing that right now. I'm gonna take these out right away so I don't stuff up too much. Take off the pressure from the arm, and hopefully that makes it a bit easier to take that thing out. So I'm taking this off already, and so both arms are going to get replaced. I'll try to put these to the side so I don't mix up the screws and stuff. Yeah, I haven't tried the gyro yet. I'm really curious to see. My sort of channel friend, Jared, he has been testing out the gyro functions on these, and he's been really happy with the function on the Dumbo. We tested out the Fly Sky, comparing it to a Traxxas TSM, and we tested out, what's it called? The Radiolink one. And it was definitely, we were both more happy with the Dumbo RC one. I don't know if I could get something. My biggest problem isn't the fact that it tends to strip. It's just that they go full of crap. Like, I'd like to get something to block this hole, like a cap or something. Could probably just get like an end cap for the pillow ball, these aluminum adjusters. I'd like that, because just to block it so it doesn't go full of shit. Because when you've got them full of shit, they tend to break. Basically, you tend to strip them out. When you're trying to get this thing out, like, you actually have to do that every time they slip out like this. Like, this side, simply everything just slipped, just came out. The Quantum Plus differential, nothing has happened. It's fine. I don't know, like, in general, if you're just doing general driving, it's fine, but as soon as you start doing a bit more serious driving, you want oil in there, and I just had marine grease, which is not gonna cut it, it's just gonna break the thing. And shortly said, I don't want that. I don't want it to break. I should probably get a Naga, because this is getting a bit tiring. I'll be right back. 1 second. Right, so I've got my Agadaga. It hopefully will help me in my fixing this up. I gotta find my tips though, unless I can use these ones. Give me a second. That's a 2mm. That should do a lot of my work. Let's see how this goes. Oh wow, that one's very much on his way out. Alright, I gotta take these front ones out. Hopefully that doesn't run away on me. I just have to put this stuff away because it's just in the way in general. Like, you got all these supports and stuff. This one's already got all the aluminium upgrades. Don't strip your screws. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, what the heck is this one for? We'll find out soon enough. So, these upgrade. Oh wow, it's got 2 of them, so it's probably got somewhat important. The V2 kit comes with a lot of stuff, like this little washer for the wing. And this, it also comes with this spring steel stuff. Yeah, I'm just not gonna upgrade it. This is way too much for me. I'm just not gonna do that. I'm just too lazy. All the differential out drives and everything is just in here. They're supposed, like, they're hardened, but as long as they're not broken, I'm not gonna replace them. But let's start with doing this up. Yep, it would be a pain if I stripped them out. There's so much junk coming out. It's so dirty. I need to clean my cars a bit better. I am getting a air compressor to do this, but as for the moment I don't have one, so it's just gonna have to be what it is. But something that is true is that I have a lot of Corelli spare parts, because before the V3 stuff came out I actually had pretty much a full repair kit because I broke my Dementor. Oh wow. This one's not great. This is actually bent. Let's get that out and see if we can at least sort of get it straight. Let's see, do I have another plier here somewhere? Maybe not. We'll have to try with this. Yeah, that's not great. Corelli has released a 7075 upgrade for these parts, which is good because they're going to be needed. Or they are needed, and I'm looking at getting some, but I'm happy with the fact that they're actually, like, they're progressively working to get better parts. I'm not sure if how well it's gonna work because it's got a bit of a bend like that and I can't do much about it. And when you do it, when you're working on the Corellis, alright, actually don't have shit everywhere like I had now. Not sure why I had different lengths of those screws, but shit happens. Where did I put that? There it is. I gotta take this out. Oh, gee. I tend to put everything away, don't I? There it is. Just gotta take this. Whoop. Oh, let's put that over there. I gotta take this shock off because it's not looking the best. So, yeah, a few of these are Dementor shocks. I need to replace the oil in these because they've been with it for a while, and the last one I took out, it didn't look great. And as you can see, this has jumped off the whole thing. Probably wasn't working too good. Seem to be fine now though, it's a bit crooked if I can see it right. Let's take this off and have a look. No, it's fine. It's good. Just a bit of a wipe down and... RC Drifts, hello. Sorry if I'm a bit slow on the comments. I'm just sort of trying to keep up, but I'm not used to people actually commenting. Where did I put that now? Yes. Let's clean it out first before I do anything. I'm just fixing up a breakage. Last time I was out, I broke a steering link, the actual plastic, the pillow, the ball end of it. I broke right here. So I gotta steal one from somewhere. I know I've got some, so I should be fine. But I didn't realize that I've done something stupid, like, because on the Ackerman I actually have the holes to make sure I don't have to put these all the way out. On the Lunsford links you have a little bit less of threads, so you want to have them a bit further in, but there's another hole to adjust on this, so I'm probably going to do that. So let's bin that. Oh, my overall opinion on the Maverick Quantum Flux or Maverick Quantum. I haven't run the brushed version, so Maverick Quantums, but the Flux it's a lot of car for the money. It's hard to say. I'm happy with mine. People seem to tend to forget, like, just because it's a cheap car, it's still a hobby grade car, and if you bash it the way we do with our hobby grade cars, it's gonna break at some point. And at this point we know we have an issue with the arms. We're hopefully getting something from HPI to fix that, but they're still good cars. If you fix the arms, you'd lose the problem with the shock shafts, because it's when the arms break the shock shafts bend. They do bend in the rear too, and you've got the drive shaft issue. They fixed that with the HD drive shafts. I do recommend to put the CVDs both rear and front with the HD version. That will pretty much bulletproof your car. But no, they're good. I have no real complaints about the Mavericks. I can't say that I've been anything but happy with them. That. Yeah, well, I mean, you've got the HD axles for RC Drift. Sorry, you've got the HD axles, and I've had no issues with them at all. And Quantum Plus comes with the HD axles on, so hopefully that's good. Yeah, I gotta have a look at this now. Try to sort of focus on what I'm doing. The V2 version. I don't know if it's worth upgrading when I haven't broken anything. I don't know if they're beefier either on the top ones. They don't really look beefier, they look the same. I haven't broken that, so I'm not going to replace it. That's pretty much how it's going to be. So, 2 front rear thingies. I've got these ones. This has been a bit of a concern. So these are the rear shock stays. which will support the rear end to make sure you don't get a bend on the chassis. These are a bit beefier, and they also allow for you to put the carbon fiber inserts in. So I'm thinking about doing that. I would have preferred to actually get aluminium versions of these, which would have been great. So yeah, I'm probably going to hope for that. But at the moment I'm going to put these arms in. They are a lot beefier. Well, yeah, I've looked around. I've tried to find something. JLB Cheetah actually looks like it might actually fit. So you're not in a bad idea there. I think that might be a good try, and I'd be really curious to see if it fits. But I don't have a JLB Cheetah, so I couldn't try it. So when you're taking these hinge pins out, make sure you keep a track record of where. Oh, chat. Jeez, that hurt. Try to keep a record of where they go. Because you've got a few. Oh, wow. I don't know where that came from, but it came from there. Apparently you've got a washer in here. I had a washer. It should probably be plastic by the looks of it. That's gonna tell me someone's replaced that arm before. Because I didn't have the plastic distance that's supposed to be there. Alright, so there you see, it broke in the shock shaft thingy. And I've definitely overdone that screw. I'm gonna have to take that out. Oh, let's screw it through, it'll be easier. That's one arm. Oh, the red piece. This is the Corrali, so that's why it's not the Maverick, it's the Corrali. The red piece is just an aluminium, I don't know, like a lining piece, it keeps the hinge pins in place. So you gotta have in mind that Corrali has released like a shitload of upgrades, which also includes but not excluding a 7075 chassis for these. Alright, so let's have a look at that. So on the one side I had a washer and a plastic thingy, a plastic distance, but that was on the one side. I probably got to take that out. Well, oh no, this is not the Maverick. I've got the Maverick I just put downstairs whilst I'm waiting for the oil, the fluid, sorry, in the central differential to de-aerize, to let the air bubbles come out. Sorry about my English, I'm not natively English. Alright, my Mavericks, like, at the point now, I'm just taking the spare parts off it because I want it. Alright, I gotta take that down too. So what is everyone doing? It's a nice Saturday night. Why is everyone on YouTube? These are the droop screws, just putting them back in, making sure that I'm getting the necessary droop. I like to have my car set up a bit more for like street running. This is a bit of a surprise, like I wasn't expecting to be missing something. So I'm gonna have to have a look to see in my little Dementor kit down here and... Oh, fair enough. Niels René Paulsen. Danish, possibly? Are you Danish, Niels? I wouldn't hesitate getting one of the Quantum Plus. The general control of the car is just so much better than compared to the Quantum. You got a lot better control of the whole car in the behavior, and even though it's a bigger, like the 14mm hex thing, you can get away from that. You can just replace them with 12mm. It's definitely worth it. Sorry about the noise. I'm just gonna have a look down here and see if I can find something usable. So I've got a little box here. Oh, being Danish, you have the HPI owners in your country. I would not hesitate getting another Maverick. So from whenever they actually took over I'm trying to remember now. Something group. They took over in December 19, I believe, but they've been working a lot on getting the supplies and everything in order, and they're getting there. They're doing well. Let's have a look. Are these actually round? Yeah, they're good. Alright, so as far as I can see, it's all looking pretty good right now. So I'm gonna put this arm back in. I just gotta figure out how this is supposed to be. Oh wow, I dropped it right away. So yeah, I've got a bit of stuff on this. Vestergaard Group, that's the name, Vestergaard Group, and they are Danish. Yeah, Niels, so I'm Swedish, so I pretty much understand your language. It does sound like you speak a bit of different language, but in general I understand you. Alright, that actually fits pretty well, so I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Oh, RC Drift. No, I honestly I turned the punch down to try and save the car. 'Cause I believe that the punch will kill the car if you keep running it as it is. It's a bit too high set as far as I'm concerned. Ah, cool. That's awesome. Whereabouts in Denmark? I've traveled through Denmark quite a few times with work. I've gone down to Germany through Denmark when I was living in Sweden. I'm currently in Australia, as you might have understood. Gotta say, having a work stand, it's freaking awesome. I don't want to work without it. Yeah, I gotta say, Neil, so I don't know if you've seen, in one of my previous videos, I actually got a reply from Vestergaard Group, from I think Robert Vestergaard or Stefan Vestergaard, which is one of the owners, and he basically said there's upgrades coming and they're working hard, which is what I addressed in that video. I was addressing the fact that a lot of people complain, but like they're doing good progress compared to how HPI has been working before. Vestergaard Groups has made a massive difference. Ah, yeah, Viborg, yeah. Yeah, I believe I've traveled through that. So this is a bit confusing. I have to see. I am actually missing a screw right now. Oh, that's the same length, so we'll take that. It's from the Quantum, but it will probably be fine. We'll start off with the stuff we've already got on there. Well, I'll be honest and say, like, from my opinion, I've broken the Quantums a fair bit. I've hit poles, and every time I've hit a pole, it's been a massive damage. It's been a shock with shock shaft, and it's been an arm. But at this point, I just had a bad landing. But I don't know if you saw the short video I put up. I put it up on Instagram, and I think we did like about 3 meters height, and I landed on one wheel, and it messed the shock up, and it messed my life up, pretty much. Look what I found. This will be pretty ideal length, I think. So, like, the problem here being you need the reliability, and I'm sorry to say they haven't really supplied that yet. And I'd still be waiting for it. Like, I'd be wanting to see a bit more. I want to see more reliability. the Maverick still aren't meeting what I would like to see, considering what you're paying. You'd be paying, so in Australia it's about 500 Australian. I can't really compare to what that would actually be in Swedish or Danish crowns, but it would be a fair bit. And if you've got a Quantum and you're not happy with that, how that performed, I'd probably be looking at getting a Armor Traxxas. I gotta say, my Traxxas, my Rustler, that I'm sorry to say stuffed up quite a few times. I've really busted it. Yeah, it's my favorite car, without a doubt. Oh wow, that was a big mistake. Big mistake. I think I stripped that. Maybe not. Maybe it's just a bit of dirt inside it. So, you mean the Quantum Flux and Flux Quantum Plus, that's the same price? Is that for real? Alright, I gotta go get some parts. I'll be right back. Alright, so I won't need those. That's some new hinge pins. I'll put that up here. It's good to have spares. Some new pivot balls. And a new thingy-majingy. I've got the old one right here. Alright. Oh, that's a tough deal, mate. Saying that those two are about like a granite and the Quantum's about the same price. Oh Jesus, this is tough. Ow. I probably gotta do that. Yeah, I'd say it's a tough decision. Like, in all honesty, if you're looking at between a Quantum and granite for like reliability, I'd probably be going for the granite, because you've got, even if you don't have the same reliability, you've got so much more spare parts for the granite on the Arma side. And if it's for yourself to be bashing on, or if it's for your kid it's a bit different, but if it's for yourself, yeah, it's tough. Alright, so Corelli C00180-108. Steering blocks, wide, pivot balls. That's what I needed. And you got those little things, which is also important. Actual pivot balls, also important. C00180-123. Some really nice wheel bearings in general on the Corellis. They definitely carry a bit of different quality. Up a little bit. Yeah, alright, it's a bit the same price. Yeah, I'm sorry to say, like, I do like the Maverick. I like HPI as a brand. Or I don't know. I like what they're trying to do. Like, they're trying to come back, and I think it's fair to give them a chance to actually do that. Clean this out a bit. It's full of crap. It's definitely got a bit of a strange thing in here. It looks like it's been slipping. Oh, those are not going to be used. Let's put them over there. See, it's funny, I actually, like, I'm living in Australia, but I've got a Danish neighbor. So wherever you go in the world, it's always a small country. It's always a small world. Just gotta have that in mind. Don't get too taken up of anything else. I will. I'll have a look. Maybe he's from Viborg. I haven't really asked. I just know that he's from Denmark. We spoke a little bit of Swedish Danish. Like, as you probably understand, I understand him and he understands me a little bit. We go both ways, but in general we speak different languages and we're better off talking English. got one of these. I got myself a brand new set of Allen keys. Haven't even opened it yet, so I gotta cut the cable tie on it. Yeah, well, like, I'll be honest, I love driving the Plus. There's a little bit of a video coming up with that jumping, just sort of to show you the control of it. Like, it's totally different from the Quantum Flux, like the normal version. You've got, because it's a longer and wider and bigger wheels, it just gives you a lot more control over the car. And it was easy to do backflips. It was easy to control it. So if you feel like it, if you got the money, give it a chance. Hopefully HPI comes out with upgrades in time to start not having these issues with the general quality. Where did I put that? There it is. And thanks for saying it's a great video. Yeah, it is important to keep the customers, as you say, in the store, and that's pretty much what the guy from Vestergaard Group was saying. Like, they are definitely taking a focus on trying to make sure that the supply line's better than it's been before, and well, as long as they succeed with that, I'm pretty happy. I'm a bit too lazy, so I'm not taking the little plastic things because I couldn't get them out. You gotta be careful doing these, the aluminium things, so you don't cross-thread them. It's very easy to do. I've done it once already on the Dementor, and I regretted it for a long time because it screwed me over. Alright, so those two are pretty good to move. That's good to move. I gotta figure out how this fits on. It's gonna go on the bottom. It's gonna sit like that. I'm gonna be a bit lazy and hopefully be able to do this with with this without causing too much trouble to myself. That noise, that's a sign for me to back off. Oh, I was hoping that I'd be able to make that in. So hopefully this is still threaded alright. Gotta see. Yep, that much noise you don't want to make at 2 a.m. So I'm probably getting into trouble for that. Alright, that sucks. Oh, I thought I had it in. Oh, save me. That's gonna suck. I have to try and get that out. Yep, that's fucked. Sorry about the language. I gotta grab a drink. It's getting late. It's freaking almost 4 a.m. I shouldn't be up this late. But I want this done so I can run the car tomorrow. Oh, wow. It's a bit unexpected. Hopefully I didn't strip that one too. I'll be swearing if I did. that sucks. I'm gonna have to clean that out and put a new one in. So I stripped the bolt. I'm not going to replace it because I got it in. So I'm going to be lazy and fix it when it breaks again. this was tough. So, who's watching? Oh. I feel weak doing this. Alright, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty bad. I should contact Lunsford. They have offered if you break one, they replace it, and this is actually bent. I don't know what I should do about that. Because these are freaking titanium ones. They shouldn't be bending. Makes me a bit sad. They were a fair bit of money. I gotta look into the warranty before I put this together, I think. I don't know. I'll just try and put this together and I'll have to look into the warranty later. I don't know, it doesn't look that much bent when you're looking at it in this way, but it's definitely bent. That sucks. These are expensive. I didn't even think about that. Oh, that sucks. Hazard Gillette, what's going on? You need parts and you're on a budget, so which car? Maverick Quantum. Well, what parts do you need? I don't necessarily know too many of the spare parts handlers, because yeah, there's not many spare parts available. This is really annoying. How did I succeed in doing that? Put the wrong one on. Your rear passenger side popped. Your antenna is cut. Or you need a new transmitter and receiver combo. I would recommend going with the Dumbo RC1. It's pretty much the cheapest one you can get. Oh, it's frustrating. Well, a city block, that's a fair bit still, eh? I would have said if you're getting a city block with the original transmitter receiver, you're doing pretty good. I'm tired. I keep doing the same mistake. This isn't working. I need to go to bed. It's 4 a.m. pretty much. I'm supposed to get up and bash tomorrow morning. Probably not gonna happen. Just gonna try and do this. The little one's gonna start waking up soon, which is gonna be annoying. Annoying enough. think it's time to go to bed. Well, that's sort of what happens. Depends on how you drive it. I'm very much too tired for this because I've just put the wrong side on for the 5th time. So have a good night. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe and like if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. But I will see you guys next time. Take care.